Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
On to action on the Dalal Street then, where bulls regained control after yesterday's consolidation and recouped losses. The Nifty ended at record levels, aided by gains of 86 points, and the Sensex rallied 284 points but ended shy of the 38,000 mark. Bank Nifty regained the 28,000 level, but it is still 200 points shy of record closing high. Mid-caps rallied more than 1% in today's trade. The gains pushed Nifty, Sensex and Bank Nifty into positive territory for the first time for the week. Well, here's a CNBC TV18 exclusive. The Theresa May government has launched the largest IT contract by any country so far. The £3.2 billion contract aims to radically transform the country's railways. This contract also assumes significance because the United Kingdom has also resorted to spending cuts for the last 8 years. Kritika Saxena, who broke that story, joins in now with more details. Kritika, which Indian companies intend to apply for this contract? It'll be a huge one.
Well, you know, the number and the amount says it all, £3.2 billion, and this is the largest government contract that has ever been released by any government till date. So what we understand is that the deal is essentially for end-to-end transformation, digital services across the board for UK Railways. So what they're going to do is they are going to come out with either one or multiple contracts which will ensure that the entire UK railway system is completely overhauled in terms of digitizing. So there will be a lot of new tech that is going to be involved here, be it infra services, analytics, big data, cloud computing. So there are several parts that will come in. That's still being worked out. But here's what's important. They have asked for RFQs. Now in UK, they typically first invite prospective IT players, and those are the preferred players that they are interested in. And after a month or so, they invite it open for public. So we understand from our sources that TCS is the only Indian IT player that has been invited to bid for this. After a month, we learned that players like Infosys, ACL Tech, Wipro are also likely to throw their hat into the ring. In terms of timeline, this is likely to begin. The bids are likely to begin around December 2018 or Jan 2019. So by the time the deal is actually begins, it should be May 2019. It's a 10-year project. So the kind of annualized revenues that come in based upon how large the contract is and how it's broken up is going to change. But yes, it should at least ensure once the money actually comes in, it would bring in at least $200 to $300 million on an annual basis, even if the contract is broken up. So a huge deal. And the fact that the UK government is now going out inviting Indian IT players is big. The fact that they are doing a deal this big after 8 years of cost cutting is also very significant and good news for the IT sector as a whole.
Well, good news for the IT sector, and an even better one if some of them are able to secure this long contract. Kritika, thank you very much for bringing us those details. Now, here's a story from the aviation space then. First up, the Air India board held its meeting in Delhi today to discuss ways to revive the cash-strapped airline. Corporate bigwigs YC Deveshwan and Kumar Mangalam Birla, who were inducted into the board earlier this month, also attended this meeting. Ashpreet Sethi joins us now with more details on this story. Ashpreet, today's meeting was a first for Deveshwan and Birla. Take us through what the key highlights were.
Well, there was a crucial Air India board meeting that happened today. Now, this is for the first time that YC Deveshwar, the ITC top management, and of course Kumar Mangalam Birla were present at the meeting. Kumar Mangalam Birla was part of the meeting through a video conference, while YC Deveshwar had come down to Delhi for this meeting. In a bite, he's saying that it is like homecoming for him because remember, he was the Air India chairman almost over 20 years ago. Now, what we did pick up from sources in the morning was that during the board meeting, there were discussions held as far as waiving off certain loan amount is concerned. Remember, the debt is over to the tune of 45,000 odd crores, and also as to what kind of lease that has been given to aircraft holders. Remember, Air India officials have been saying that they are going through a lot of issues as far as paying EMIs towards these loans are concerned. They are taking cost-cutting measures. However, there has to be a solid step taken as far as equity infusion is concerned. Remember, the Secretary of Civil Aviation Ministry, R.N. Chaubey, had said that 2,000 crore rupees will be coming in soon in phases. Air India CMD had told us day before yesterday that salaries have started coming in. But it remains to be seen whether any proposal has been cleared at this Air India board meeting, which had two top corporate management people part of the board meeting.
Oh, absolutely, Ashpreet. Thank you very much for bringing us the details. Now, here's another one from the aviation space. Jet Airways continues its drive to shed excess baggage to curb its inflated debt. CNBC TV18 now learns that Jet Airways is in talks with TrueJet to sublease 7 of its ATR aircrafts for a period of 5 years. Now, TrueJet is looking to take these aircrafts on a wet lease basis, which means essentially that employees, maintenance and engineering will be provided by Jet Airways. Utkarsh Chaturvedi has broken the story and is standing by with more details. Utkarsh, Jet continues with its debt reduction drive, and here's another step towards that.
More than debt reduction, what will come to play in this exercise will be the regular cost reduction. Now, what we are picking up from our sources is that this deal is in the final stages. An announcement can come, say, in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now, what is the deal here is that 7 ATR aircraft will be subleased to TrueJet. That means that even Jet Airways has those aircraft on lease, but they'll be subleasing that aircraft to TrueJet. But what is more important is that these 7 aircrafts will go on a wet lease. Now, what is a wet lease? A wet lease is that the maintenance, the engineering and the ground handling, also the cabin crew and pilots will be provided by Jet itself, and that is a bigger opportunity. So more than debt reduction, what comes into play is one that we had told you earlier as well, that 3 to 4 ATRs which were working on the loss-making routes for Jet Airways were grounded. So now they will be put to use and money will come from them. Also, speaking about paying salaries to employees, so given the fact that these are on wet lease, a lot of salaries from of the employees which will be working for TrueJet will come from the same. So this is one of the exercises which Jet Airways is really looking to do, but this is a beginning. If you look at the other exercises, what we are picking up is that the company is looking to sale and lease back its wide-bodied aircraft, even though this process will take some time because the aircrafts are a bit old. But this is one of the process. The process at least has kick-started. When we spoke to TrueJet and Jet Airways for response, TrueJet said that we are in talks with Jet Airways for wet leasing of aircrafts. What Jet Airways told us is that we continue to evaluate all possible alternatives to ensure optimum utilization of its fleet, but owing to quiet period, we are unable to respond to further specific queries.
All right, Utkarsh, we'll leave it at that. We'll take a very short break on the show now, but coming up, we get you an exclusive chat with former South African. Welcome back. You're watching Reporter's Diary. Now, come 2020, surfing is all set to become an Olympic sport. Now, this comes as good news for India's surf hubs and clubs that have seen passionate surfers ride the waves. But do India's young surfers dream of an Olympic debut? CNBC TV18's Jude Sanith finds out.
Given the fact that surfing is now an Olympic sport and you have so much Indian talent on display here at Koh Blong, as it always has been, what are the prospects really? I want you to be very honest with me as far as Indian surfers are concerned at the international level.
Well, I think the biggest problem is that there's not a very big surfing infrastructure. I mean, surfing is itself, it's quite a small sport. It doesn't have, it's got mass popularity around various parts of the world, but from a specialization, not so easy to get to the next level. So I think what surfing requires in India, and it's great to see we've got judges from the Maldives, from Sri Lanka, we've got participants from Bangladesh, from Maldives, from Sri Lanka, and obviously local surfers up and down the coast from Vizag, from Mangalore, so not just from Tamil Nadu. Now with as many people as we can get from Indonesia, from Bali, and from Australia now even, guys from New Zealand, we've got head judge from Australia, all that combined knowledge will help Indian surfing grow.
I have to ask you also, what is so good about the Chennai coastline that makes surfing so conducive to this geography really?
Well, I think there's very different kinds of breaks. So what you see here, we have as a point break, because you've got these bays that keep going. So it's not one long straight coastline, right. And that's the difference. Many parts of South Africa, it's just one long straight coastline. But these little bays that you have, obviously a lot of the fishing villages use the bays to get in and out of the ocean. It also does create a great way for surfers. So ample opportunity.
Happy surfing? Cricket comeback expected on the cards? Would you pick up the bat again and leave the surfboard aside for a bit?
Well, actually, I did some video footage the other day, and it involves some catching and some diving around, and I've realized that I can still dive. It's the landing that's the problem. So which is why I choose the ocean. It's way softer to fall off my
softer landing.
Way softer to fall off my surfboard. So yeah, no cricketing comeback. This everybody, it's done its bit. Obviously, I'm passionate about the game. I love watching it. I love following it. But I'm not a guy that's dusting off the old cricket bat. No, not at all.